In other news, Hamilton County Sheriff says he is being forced to make cuts, and they start with layoffs. Anjanette Levy is here with where the sheriff is cutting. Anjanette.
Well, Paula, every agency in the county was forced to make cuts. The sheriff's budget is the largest, so he has to slash $5.5 million. And it's starting with 10 deputies losing their jobs.
I've been put into this situation. It's not a situation I wanted to be in.
Flanked by command staff, Sheriff Jim Neal says he's laying off 10 deputies to start.
We'll continue to thin through attrition. I'm not hiring, so the sheriff's office, as I say, is getting smaller.
Neal says he's also moved deputies from patrol to cover work in the jail. Keeping a jail and providing security at the courthouse is something state statute requires him to do.
What we're facing is a result of electeds making bad decisions. I'm not going to point fingers, but, you know, these kind of shortfalls is just a result of bad decision making.
Well, I talked to Jim last night, and so the bad decisions are being made at the state level. The legislature, the governor, has been cutting our budget over and over and over again. We are going to call to order.
Commissioner Denise Streethouse said cuts to the local government fund under Governor Kasich are to blame for the county's $28 million budget shortfall. She hopes some of that funding will be restored under Governor DeWine. Commissioner Todd Portune blamed the cuts on politics.
They saw a good political issue to raise and used this issue in a way to affect the outcome of a congressional race.
Portune is referring to the race between Aftab Puraval and Steve Shabbat. He said commissioners planned to raise the sales tax but rescinded it when threatened with a lawsuit. Meanwhile, Sheriff Neal says his office will still respond to calls in western townships like Harrison, Whitewater, and Crosby. But eventually, some of those deputies may need to be repurposed.
So you're going to see changes in services across the board.
Now, right now, the sheriff's office has 2 deputies monitoring sex offenders. That number won't change. I spoke with Governor DeWine's office today, and they say they're currently reviewing the budget, which has to be presented next month. Spokesperson Dan Tierney said there are other ways that the state can help other than the local government fund. That includes offering funding for specific programs. So, Paula, stay tuned.
All right. Thank you, Anjanette. And the sheriff started making cuts last July. At that time, there were 930 employees. When all the cuts are finished, the sheriff will have 800 deputies.